Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and welcome back to the last Technique Tuesday for the time being. Today, we're going to be reacting to Constant Flow from Moment of Peace featuring Immortal Technique. Thank you again to Karam for the suggestion and everybody else for your support throughout the series, Zeltron, and everybody who has made suggestions. I truly do appreciate your love and support. However, after about 40 Immortal Technique reactions, I'm ready to move on to something else for at least a little while. So, starting next week, Immortal Technique and the Technique Tuesdays will turn into K Reno Tuesdays. But without any further ado, let's get right into this. Let's see what Constant Flow is all about. Let's see what Moment of Peace and Immortal Technique got to say. Let's get it.
Yeah, yo. When I talk of Moses, 10 commandments, I'm talking Moshi. On the tablets, Messiah agents, high-tech gadgets, anti-Arab, Zionist, fascist, Holocaust. That was tragic, no olive trees, no olive branches, no signs of peace in the Middle East. This history I re-examine. When I say Muhammad, I don't mean a prophet.
Okay, so we just kind of like jumped right into the track. There's very little intro. Let's pull it back. We're only like 20 seconds in. Beautiful piano.
Yeah, yo. When I talk of Moses, 10 commandments, I'm talking Moshi. On the tablets, Messiah agents, high-tech gadgets, anti-Arab, Zionist, fascist, Holocaust. That was tragic, no olive trees, no olive branches, no signs of peace in the Middle East. This history I re-examine. When I say Muhammad, I don't mean a prophet. Kid in Gaza with no options, killing.
Yeah, nice start to the bars, clean delivery, nice feel to the mix. Everything does feel just a little bit softer than I'm typically used to, especially with an Immortal track, but obviously he's the feature artist, so there are going to be some differences there in the vibe they're going for. Maybe feels like a little bit wider of a reverb is on everything, but it's not super overbearing. And the drum pattern is very interesting. It's pretty dynamic. There's a lot of change coming pretty quickly, but it does loop immediately after that. So then it also provides more of a constant in that sense. Let's see where it goes.
The peace in the Middle East, this history I re-examine. When I say Muhammad, I don't mean a prophet. Kid in Gaza with no options, kill his mama. You don't see the problem, so he joined Hamas, and now you want a bomber. When I talk of Jesus, I don't mean a savior, I mean your neighbor. Here for labor, hard worker, paper chaser, but you refuse, you racist haters. No aviator, no Howard Hughes. I'm trying to reach the high altitudes. I touch the sky, cloud my views. I came back down more powerful from the promised land.
Aviators to planes. I don't really know how Howard Hughes fits in. That name is familiar, but I can't place it. Talking about being up in the sky. And then earlier he's talking about peace in the Middle East. Talking about history. Talking about Hamas. There's a lot going on here. He's moving pretty quick. But maybe we'll see how that all comes together as it goes.
Trying to reach the high altitudes. I touch the sky, cloud my views. I came back down more powerful from the promised land.
That's cool. Touch the skies, cloud my views. Obscure the view. Gonna be flying by instruments at that point. That's a cool way to take it.
Trying to reach the high altitudes, I touch the sky, cloud my views. I came back down more powerful from the promised land of milk and honey. They're the honest man with filthy money. It's the banksters that ganked us. It ain't Taliban that killed this country. Al-Qaeda coming, so let's run. But it's red run from the hedge funds. It's more drones, less guns, war zones, dead sons, hormones messed up. Everyone is so confused. I praise God, my escape pod is inside that vocal booth. I'm out.
Okay. Yeah, the piano's doing a lot of work on this track. And it's nice because what they did is instead of having another instrument for the counter melody, they have the main piano melody, in what is it, maybe like the third octave. And then in the octave above that, we have, you can almost imagine it as another hand on the piano, just dum, 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 dum. Just kind of adding a little extra flavor up above everything else. Great idea. The piano, while it sounds great, is humongous on this track. It's fully surrounding, like full 360. And I feel like at certain points, especially as we started to kind of ramp up at the end of that verse there, the vocal starts to kind of come underneath everything as opposed to sitting above it, or at least like at the top at like an equal level with it, if that makes sense.
Dead sons, hormones messed up. Everyone is so confused. I praise God, my escape pod is inside that vocal booth. I'm out.
Yeah, like those last three words, I have no idea what he's saying. And it's not because like it's too fast. It starts to all blend. And then also that woman's voice that comes in. Great touch, but that also starts to blend a little bit with everything else happening.
I praise God, my escape pod is inside that vocal booth. I'm out. In the quietness, I need my gun is unloaded. I lay down my weaponry so we can finally breathe. In the moment, just give me a moment. When I say autistic, I don't mean retarded, but a genius light in a world of dark.
Very interesting. So this track, they decided to go with the fast hook, at least as far as the instrumentation goes. The vocal obviously is pretty long and lacy and slow over the top. Those drums, just 16th notes, are just going. It works well. It's funny because I was listening to shoot, it was one of Chance the Rapper's songs where he's talking about how he got burn holes in his hoodies and his homies think it's dank. I can't remember what the name of the track is right now, but Cocoa Butter Kisses maybe. That's like part of the hook. Regardless, um that song, the verses are really amped up and then the hooks are super soft, at least with the instrumental in this. The verses are kind of subdued, and then the hook is just like boom, keep going. It's a cool idea. It works.
Just give me a moment. When I say autistic, I don't mean retarded, but a genius light in a world of darkness. But regardless, the world is heartless. Cell phone targets for bombardments. I'm out of shits I used to give, so close to death. I see the lives I used to live. My future kids, I leave them with this tutelage. When I say hip hop, I don't mean the music, I mean the culture, not the vultures. Here and ulcer, fucking devils smell like sulfur. Fearless when I spit the flow. Talk with my hands like Cicero, and it won't be funny like Piscopo, cause romance and death is miserable. Someone gotta die with the shit to go. I'm hungry and invincible.
Yeah, clean rhymes. That sulfur scheme hits hard. Cicero always immediately makes me think of Skyrim whenever I hear that term, but I'm sure there's a much wider understanding of the character of Cicero beyond just Bethesda video games.
Like Piscopo, cause romance and death is miserable. Someone gotta die with the shit to go. I'm hungry and invincible. One nation indivisible. Betrayed by individuals, descendants of the criminals that pretended to be biblical and hide behind residuals. So I'm critical of those bankrupt in their spiritual. Double time, double tap, pop the Nina.
Yeah, very punctual with the rhymes here. Coming every four, giving us a little bit of space, hitting it hard. There's a decent amount of push, but it's nothing too crazy. Not like super speed or anything. Not that I think any of us have ever heard Immortal Technique rap like super fast, but nice clean delivery. This feels great. And Immortal's voice definitely feels like it pops through the instrumental a little bit more. What could that be? The tone of his voice, maybe just like the what's the word? Like the texture of his voice. So many different factors could be involved in that.
Residuals, so I'm critical of those bankrupt in their spiritual. Double time, double tap, pop the Nina. Collapse your lungs like emphysema. Light one up with your subpoena. Glow like fish from Fukushima. I sing like Christians in the arena. Fed to the lions and hyenas. Massacred like Indonesia. Gone are the days of Iwo Jima. Cause the surge wasn't just troops that we sent to Iraq. It was the surge of money.
Okay, I'm a little confused at this point because it feels like Immortal Technique's verse is way longer than Moment of Peace's was. And maybe that's just, maybe I'm just wrong. maybe that's actually true, but he's hitting nice long schemes with each of these with each rhyme he's choosing. We're getting about 8 bars each, or at least 8 rhymes per. I haven't been like keeping count of like exact bar numbers, so maybe I'm a little off there.
That we sent to Iraq. It was a surge of money. We paid rebels not to shoot back. That's not victory, but it's history. And liberty slope is slippery. More miscarriage than delivery. Genocide grows like old hickories. The green leaves are made of bigotry. So the Fed Reserve ain't shit to me. It's symmetry to tyranny with freedom as its imagery. So I'm firing artillery at every possibility. When my moment comes, fuck sympathy. Just keep fighting with dignity.
Smooth transitions between the verses and the hook here. You know, it's nothing over engineered. Literally just like the verse ends and the hook starts. It doesn't need to be more complex than that. You know, especially there are some tracks I love that are much more complex, and I always wonder like how does someone decide to make an intro to a pre-verse to a verse to a pre-hook to a hook to a post hook to a pre-verse to a verse? It's like, look, there's value to it. Some of those songs are my favorite songs to listen to, and you don't even realize that about them until you're like looking at the genius, and you know the music nerds like me have taken time to listen to it over and over again, be like, okay, here's where all this happens, and you know, or the artist just writes it out for you, which would be easiest. But where I'm going with this is, although that stuff is fun and it's great and it works, you don't need it. These transitions, they work perfectly well. They're nice and smooth. They feel fine and they keep the energy moving. And that's one of the biggest keys. Just keep that forward push. Don't let people get lost in your song and fall out of the trance. Just keep it rolling.
I lay down my weaponry so we can finally breathe in the moment. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Check me. In the quietness I need, my gun is unloaded. I lay down my weaponry so we can finally breathe in the moment. Just give me a moment of peace.
Oh, I did not expect this just to end. Huh. Any little secrets here at the back? I don't think so. I think it's just silence for silence's sake. Regardless, that was Moment of Peace from Constant, or that was Constant Flow from Moment of Peace featuring Immortal Technique. I enjoyed that. I hope y'all did as well. Was it, no, it was called Moment of Peace. I'm a mess, guys. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Again, thank you for all the love and the support over these past 40 videos of Technique Tuesday. We might bring it back at some point, and maybe we'll check Immortal Technique out here and there on the channel. But it's time to move on to something a little different. So if anybody got K-Reno suggestions, let me know. But much love to everybody in the No Shoes gang. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you all next time.